This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Cop among 4 shot by gunmen on motorcycles in Duhaney Park. A policeman was among 4 people shot and injured on Friday evening on Sherlock Crescent in Duhaney Park, St. Andrew. The other injured persons comprised 2 men and a woman. Head of the St. Andrew South Police Division, Senior Superintendent Kirk Ricketts, in confirming the incident, said all 4 persons have been admitted to hospital. Ricketts said it is reported that men on motorcycles drove up on a group of people and opened fire before fleeing. It was subsequently discovered that the 4 were shot and they were taken to the hospital. The SSP said initial investigations have so far revealed that one of the persons in the group was the intended target of the gunmen. Teen charged with a murder after shooting incident. An 18-year-old has been charged in connection to the October 2021 murder of construction worker Stephen Morgan. Charged is Travis Vassell, otherwise called Rue. The police said that about 9:30 a.m. on October 9, 2021, Vassell and another man approached Morgan and opened gunfire at him, hitting him several times. He was assisted to the Kingston Public Hospital, where he told individuals that Vassell shot him. He later died while undergoing treatment. Vassell was arrested and charged on Tuesday, January 25, 2022. His court date will be announced at a later date. Bloody Friday as St. James records 3 murders in 24 hours. St. James recorded 3 murders in the space of 24 hours on Friday, pushing its murder tally to 31, an average of over 1 killing per day since the start of the year. The parish is leading the police divisions across the island in homicides. Friday's bloodletting featured the gunslaying of 22-year-old laborer Ronald Barnes, a motorcyclist otherwise called the Chicken of Mount Carey. Reports are that about 8:30 a.m., Barnes was driving a motorcycle on the Mount Carey roadway when he was peppered with bullets by unknown assailants. He died instantly. Barnes's death came hours after a man was shot and killed in downtown Montego Bay. He has been identified as a 41-year-old Miguel Roberts Christie of a Bottom Pen, Glendevon address in the parish. According to the police, about 6:55 p.m., Christie was entering his car on Embassy Place when he was shot multiple times in the upper body. He was pronounced dead at hospital. By afternoon, an unidentified man was stabbed to death in the busy Montego Bay Transportation Center. Based on initial reports from alleged eyewitnesses, the unidentified man was walking in the center when another man walked up and stabbed him several times. The wielder of the knife then ran from the scene, eluding transport authorities who attempted to apprehend him. He was wearing a long-sleeved red shirt, black pants, and a black pair of what appeared to be Clark's shoes. The killings come a day after Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang addressed the concerns regarding the uptick of murders in the parish. St. James is in a bad state now, Dr. Chang told reporters after the Salt Spring Primary School Safe Passage handover ceremony in St. James on Thursday afternoon. Dr. Chang noted that despite the special deployment of members of the security forces, the bloodletting in the parish has continued to spike, which he cites as a trend that emerged in January. By some peculiarity, right after Christmas, there always seems to be some kind of uptick, and although there are special deployments, we see that homicides moves, he shared. Unfortunately, there seems to be an uptick in January, and then you seem to level off, and hopefully we can keep it down. That's the situation that we are in. St. James is in a bad state now. First of all, its murder tally pretty much the same as last year, not to make an excuse or any rationalization, but the numbers are near to last year when there was less focus because of COVID, and the St. James had been looking at a number of approaches in the area. Statistics of serious crimes from the Jamaica Constabulary Force indicate that up to January 26, the St. James Police recorded 25 murders, which is 7 more than the 18 reported over the corresponding period last year. The murders continue to mount in St. James despite the 2 zones of special operation in Norwood and Mount Salem, the presence of a rapid response team and a motorcycle police squad, and the recent special deployments of members of the security forces. Dr. Chang, however, noted that the police are now looking to target known violence producers. The police are looking at strategic changes, which I am aware of, but I can't go into the details. I am not an operational person, nor am I familiar with the details, but I know the principle involved redeploys the men to apprehend the various individual groups who are known to be violence producers, Dr. Chang said. It is proven challenging because while the murders are gang-related, the gangs are organized differently in today's situation in that lotto scamming, advanced credit fraud is a source of funding, and there are many more centers of activity in the gang. Small groups that have enough weapons to cause problems, and then they work more like that on an alliance rather than an overall gang. So disrupting a gang is no longer the easy way to stop the bloodshed. You have to go after each individual. The security minister is also deputy prime minister and a member of parliament for St. James Northwestern. 3 shot, 2 fatally at bar in Bamboo, St. Anne. The quiet community of Bamboo in St. Anne was the scene of a triple shooting on Thursday night, resulting in the deaths of 2 men at a bar. One of the deceased has been identified as a 35-year-old carpenter, Quilando Facey, of Thatch Hill in Bamboo. The other man, residents say, is only known as Andre. Preliminary reports reaching the news are that shortly after 9 p.m. Thursday, the men were among patrons at a bar when a lone gunman entered and opened gunfire before escaping. The 3 wounded men were later found suffering from gunshot wounds after the shooting. Facey and the other man died at hospital. However, the condition of the other wounded man is unknown at this time. Investigations are ongoing. MP Mikhail Phillips calls on government to replace the collapsed bridge as residents risk their lives daily. Member of Parliament for Manchester Northwestern Mikhail Phillips has reiterated his plea to the government for urgent attention at the Manchester-Trelawney border, which has been without a bridge since last August. I am sending out a warning to the government. There are people's lives at risk as it is now, because it is not like the river itself is shallow. It is somewhere where people have to go at least 20 feet down into the riverbed to climb back up on the other side, Phillips told the news on Wednesday. Residents living near the border of the Oxford to Troy Main Road are using ingenious but risky ways to commute following the collapse of the bridge. It is even more dangerous because how people are transporting goods across the bridge, as the residents have set up a makeshift pulley system, said Phillips. He said he has brought the situation to the attention of the National Works Agency on numerous occasions. I would hate for us to be told that there is nothing in the new budget year, since it has been something that I have been speaking to nearly every week to both the Prime Minister and the head of the NWA on this issue, so it is not like they don't know about it, he said. NWA Communications Manager Stephen Shaw told the news that nothing has changed in respect to plans for the replacement bridge. Phillips, who is also opposition spokesperson on transport and works, blasted the government for the inadequate allocations for bridge repairs and maintenance. It is a matter of urgency, but if this is how they are treating national development on something, which is a main road, an NWA road, then I pity what other people are feeling in the rest of the country, whose bridges have been destroyed even before the one on the border of northwest Manchester and the south Trelawney, he said. It brings into focus a greater national development issue that we are facing as a country. What is put in the budget for bridge repairs and maintenance is woefully inadequate to even touch the surface of what is needed nationally, he added. Phillips said the resumption of face-to-face classes has added to the need for a replacement bridge. School children who attend the primary and high schools in Troy have been walking from the embankment down into the river and back up on the other side, he explained. He said that teachers are also affected. They are not being compensated for the additional fuel, which has far-reaching effect on the economic activities of Manchester Northwestern, Trelawney Southern, and St. Elizabeth in particular, he said, noting that the alternative route through communities in northeastern Manchester is 10 miles longer. When there is rain, the children can't cross. You have students that live in Troy, Golden Run, and the surrounding communities that go to school either in Mandeville or in St. Elizabeth. Now they have to travel at least another 10 miles to be able to reach Mandeville or St. Elizabeth for school, he said. He said it is even more concerning as he has not been getting any positive feedback from the NWA. We have not gotten any positive response on if it will be in the new budget or if we can get a temporary structure at least for foot traffic to cross the bridge, said Phillips. This is not good enough because, as I have learned along the way, there are many other communities across Jamaica that are affected by a similar situation where there are no bridges, he added. He said the lack of adequate Bailey bridges is another concern. As was told to me by the NWA, we have not imported a new Bailey's bridge into the country in years, so what ends up happening is that we have to wait on one bridge to be repaired, move the Bailey bridge from there once the new bridge is open, and then move it to another, which is not sustainable for national development in a country like Jamaica, he said. Phillips has meanwhile called on his neighboring political representative, Marissa Dalrymple Philibert, to join in lobbying for the replacement bridge. I have not heard the Member of Parliament for Trelawney Southern make any utterances where the bridge is concerned. I would love for much more collaboration between both of us in getting it dealt with, he said. The bridge, in my mind, affects not only people who live in both constituencies, but other people who live in the country who use it for economic activities, he added. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.